Hi there. I have Padma joining me, Padma Genie, and we are here at the Integral Yoga Institute in San Francisco doing the reading from the Golden Present Inspirational Readings by Sri Swami Satchidananda. Ding, ding. So Padma Genie I've known her since I started teaching here in 2009, but she's been living here since 2005.
2005.
Yeah, and integral yoga
For 31 years.
31 years. Wow.
31 years.
Very cool. So I'm honored and happy to get to do this reading with her. We had started a group called the Gita group, and she's still going with it. I keep hoping to get back into it. And so yeah, we've done some cool things together. So now we're doing a reading. So the reading is for February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yay! Day of love.
Day of love. And actually, I just realized we didn't look at it to know who should read what. So I'll just read a few sentences and then I'll hand it to you.
Okay.
It's a shorter one. February 14th. The heading is Everybody Has a Heart. Everybody has a heart. You should know how to touch it. Behave in such a way that you can transform other hearts, melt them. Let that beautiful feeling come to the surface by your example. If you don't know how to touch the heart, it is your mistake and not the other person's mistake.
Be patient. Have strength. We tame even the wild animals, don't we? Bengal tigers walk like a little puppy. Cobras dance with joy. Can't we do something to a human being? Don't just put the blame on the other person. Everybody has a heart.
That's a good short one.
That is a beautiful one for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. I like that it actually is focusing on our own hearts. It's not thinking so much about the typical commercial part of Valentine's Day, which is to give things and, roses and chocolates and all that to a lover.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's reminding us about our own heart and that everybody has a heart.
Yeah. Well, also love comes from within us, and it's what we feel. There's nothing that anyone can do to really make us love them. It's really a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. So,
true that. I like that it even brings in, we tame even the wild animals, don't we? And can't we do something to a human being? Don't just put the blame on the other person. Couldn't help but to think about some stuff going on, right now, and how it does feel like we can forget and be heartless with one another. And in particular, there might be someone that we want to direct our anger towards, but then does it make sense to do hurtful and hateful things to other people as a way of trying to feel better? It just doesn't seem like that's ultimately bringing us to our highest self and to that love and compassion for one another.
Yes. When we're uncomfortable about what's happening in the world, if we're lashing out, we're not actually showing compassion and love towards people who may have a difference of opinion. We may not like what's happening in the world, but by getting angry and lashing out, we're not peaceful. We can't be there for the people that we love. And ultimately, don't we even have to love individuals whose actions and behaviors are different than ours?
I feel like that is part of the way towards real change being able to happen, is to be able to have that transformation of, basically loving even the person you may at one point hate or disagree with. But how do you respond in the face of something that you just feel is absolutely not right? Doesn't feel like just loving them is going to change it. Like, how can we still, feel like we're being heard and saying, actually, I don't agree with it, and I love you. You know?
Yeah, well, we don't have to agree with it, and we may have feelings of hate. We can be fierce about our love for humanity and not love the actions of a particular person or a particular um, group of people. Yeah, we can't just kind of sugarcoat it and say, well, I just love everyone. But we can take action to stay peaceful and calm
Mm-hmm.
and really listen. Sometimes, even people who we don't usually agree with, they may have some truths to what they're saying. There may be something there. And to know that another person has a fierce belief, just as our
Mm.
beliefs are deep, their belief to them is just as deep.
They have a heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely, it does remind me, because we've had this recent context of the Gita, thinking about in that story how Arjuna is going to battle against his own family. And so, he feels like there's obviously a disagreement, the fact that there's a war going on. One side believes this, the other side believes that. And he's coming in the middle to try to basically bring peace, but he doesn't want to do it at first by bringing war. He's like, I don't feel like it's right to basically kill people. But then Krishna comes along to help him get in touch with what his calling is, right? And what is it that he's meant to do in this lifetime? And the only way that I feel like Krishna was able to help him get through to do that was to help first calm and center Arjuna, basically show him the teachings of yoga, get him, firm in understanding what is his duty, and then, okay, now do your duty, kind of thing, right?
Right. So, what I think is, Krishna represents this unconditional love,
Mm-hmm.
Universal love. And that's for everything, every being, every sentient being. And by showing Arjuna that peace within himself, he can find his own strength, his inner strength, and perform his work as a soldier. And basically, he sees that some of the men on the battlefield are his uncles and his cousins, maybe his nephews or something, and yet at the same time, his caste is that of the warrior. Mm-hmm. And so he has to fulfill that duty. And I think of family members who served in the armed forces. Did they want to go out there and harm anyone? They didn't actually. They were fighting to create a peaceful situation or to protect a group of people that needed protection. So yeah, I think that we can have a heart, and we can also perform duties that we may not we may not want to harm someone, but we have to protect others.
Yeah, that's a tough one at times,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah. So ultimately, it does come from love. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
It does come from a place of love, and thinking about Valentine's Day tomorrow, that deep love that we feel for our family members, our loved ones, our brothers and sisters, our parents, that's all within us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't expect, a dozen roses or some chocolates to make us feel any differently.
Right. It's nice still. I mean, there's a joy in being able to give gifts,
yes,
and to be able to share that version of our love and our kindness to one another. So definitely do that. But remember, there's maybe a greater expression of love that we can give one another, that is of taking care of ourselves, and being able to be clear and in touch with our own hearts and our own nature. And one of the best ways to do that is to center and do something that helps support you, grounding yourself into what's true for you. If we get too caught up in the things outside of us, I have to do this, I have to buy that, I have to think this, I have to follow that, we really lose touch with our center. So doing
Yes.
something that helps you get in touch, like Arjuna knew, like, okay, this is what I need to do. His mind became clear in the midst. Your family members became clear, like, I'm doing this because I know I'm doing it to protect.
Yeah. And out of love, self-care, making sure that you're peaceful, just like Swami Satchidananda said, we can tame the Bengal tiger, we can tame the cobra. When we're peaceful within ourselves and we know that love within ourselves, then the environment around us, the beings around us, the people around us are going to kind of hone in on that love or energy or peace.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
That's a beautiful place to end. I think that's awesome.
Right.
Yeah. Well, have a wonderful Valentine's Day. I'm happy
Valentine's
I got to share.
Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Hug someone and share your love.
Right.
Thank you so much, Padma, for sharing this with me.
You're welcome. Thank you,
And
Mukunda.
you all have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.
Bye.